All right, hello everyone. Welcome to ECS 179 Gameplay Programming. I am your instructor for this course, Dr. Joshua McCoy. Please call me Josh. This course will be about gameplay programming, and we're going to define that today. And we're going to go over the syllabus today. And I'll introduce myself in a little more detail, and so will our TA, Kyle Mitchell, who is getting situated in the comfiest chair.
My chair's broken.
You have a kingly surrounding of chairs. All right, welcome, come on in, have a seat. Right, so just a little bit about myself. I've been a professor here for nearly 7 years. I run the Social Intelligence Narrative and Games Lab, which is a PhD level research lab dealing with the intersection of all of those words: social, intelligence, narrative, games. I predominantly work with games and computational media, but also my work is infused with artificial intelligence. And the depth of artificial intelligence ranges more broadly than the simple large language models that are ubiquitous today. So there's plenty of interesting research that connects to the topics of this course. We may even have some research opportunities within this course. Kyle Mitchell is one of my PhD students, bravely TAing this class while gearing up for his qualifying exam to go from PhD student to PhD candidate.
Hello, everyone. Happy to work with you all. Looking forward to a good work.
Kyle, would you mind just maybe saying like what your degrees are and just briefly what you're doing?
Sure. Yeah, I'm a fourth-year PhD student here. I'm working with Mr. McCoy. I have my master's in game design and interactive media. Primarily, I work with narrative design and also character AI in video games. Doing some very, very cool stuff.
And what was your degree in Boston?
Yes, I got my undergraduate degree in neuroscience. So, trying to mix everything that I love. You can do it too. All right.
Thanks, Kyle. I am in two departments, computer science and cinema and digital media. So I teach a lot of the games classes. I split the teaching load between the two, and I'm happy to talk about either area. Now, I want to turn the gaze to you all. As is the case with a lot of computer science students, there's a strong pass effect. Can you raise your hand if you're technically a senior? Can you raise your hand if you're not technically a senior? Are you on the wait list?
Yes.
Are you on the wait list?
Yeah.
Yeah. Only seniors are actually enrolled in the course right now. Computer science at its best, right? I thought that was interesting. It's the first time I've had a class where the non-waitlist enrollees are all seniors. Now, I realize that some of you just may have come in with an obscene amount of transfer credits, and you could be like second-year students but have the credits of a senior. I think that happens fairly often. So this class, one of the goals we have is to enrich our experience level of local people who know how to make games and know how to make them well. And so it's we like to have a mix of seniors and not seniors. So the seniors can go off and do cool things in the world with our new skill set, and the not seniors can help us with doing interesting things here at Davis. We may have less of that this year. All right. Good. We're almost full. So first off, I will address the thing that will probably cause the most people to drop the class. The 8 a.m. discussion section. Right? Who's jazzed for this? Yeah, we got a couple early morning enthusiasts here, or you just stay up that late. Now, that's true gamer right there. Wow, capital G. Welcome, come on in, have a seat.
Okay.
And please make room for people that come in late. I appreciate it. What I plan to do is make those first virtual. We'll be putting those on, we have a nice Discord stage set up for this class. We'll be running class there, or the discussion section on there. We will also record it, and we also not take attendance. So all those will be posted. That means we are missing some good things in the class by not having probably a fully participatory live discussion section. So we have things to buttress that. We have office hours. We have extra tutorial sessions, which we'll talk about in a bit. So we want to make up for that for you a little bit. I mean, it's even if I did make attendance mandatory and insisted everyone be here in the room at 8 a.m., would we have good discussions in the winter when it's raining? No, it's just not a good situation for learning and pedagogy, so we'll just adjust. We have plenty of virtual days we can use for the class, and we'll just use all of them on discussion section. Now, let me know if you're interested. I will be up. I will be doing discussion sections. I will be either in my office or at my fabulous small office at home, or I'll be right here. Now, if we have people that really want to delve into live discussion, I can be here. We can do it, and then everybody else can attend virtually. But I imagine that will be pretty low considering we already have 2 lectures a week and office hours and TA hours. But it's out there. We have the place. We have the time. So please let me know if you'd like to take advantage of that. If really there's only a very small number of people that want to do that, full remote, full recorded, I'll see plenty of your faces. All right, so that was a big thing to address. Let's get in to some lecture content. So the plan for today is to talk about what Gamplay programming is. What is this course even? Then we'll talk about the syllabus, course logistics, the course resources. I'm pretty sure like half the class just joined Discord right when I sent out the announcement about it, which I got flagged, the moderation flag turned on me like, hey, there is very unusual activity in your Discord, just like happens at the beginning of every quarter. So I've disabled this flag. You should all be able to join. If you were throttled in some way, please try again. And if you're on there, feel free, make sure you read the terms of service before you join on. So University Code of Conduct is the big thing. Second thing, you have to use your real name because we have to have accountability on our server. So if you have a spicy Discord, if your Discord account is spicy, maybe make a non-spicy one to join class with. Now, you'll also have to read, and when you agree to the terms, you can click the comment reaction on the bulleted list, the announcement, the enumerated list on the announcement. It's enumerated bullet. Anyway, the list on the announcement, click the comment, you will get access, you'll get the student role for the class, and you'll be able to see all the content of the class, including like 5 previous years of discussion. So you can do a little archaeology. We also have all the alumni that have taken the class for. They're also tagged and can see class materials. So I'll bring in alumni to chat with us or to look at our games or to chat with you all. So taking advantage of this technology the substrate that we're working with to maybe give you all a little network boost. Okay, I just want to open with that because you can use Discord in class if you'd like. You can use your laptops in class. We're very technologically friendly setup. If you are, it is up to personal responsibility for you to actually pay attention with your laptops out. So make sure you know yourself. You're all seniors. I'm sure you've found your flow by this point. Welcome, have a seat. All right, let's get into it. So this lecture is being recorded. I do walk around a bit, and I do have a static mic. I should get another lapel mic for my machine. They don't really let us do recording of the room amplification into our laptops. There's no output from the room that can be put into a laptop, so the sound will vary. I have this on a pretty permissive cone of noise recording, so we will hopefully be okay. All right, introduction to gameplay programming. There we go. One moment. For some reason, we're not getting the images. Okay, the other ones are here, just not this first one. Well, we at least have some interesting gameplay footage from Gravity Ghost, which I consider to be top-notch gameplay. How many of you played Gravity Ghost? Legendary indie game. Recommend it. It's really cute, too. All right. So we're going to start with game creation, because that's at the center of what gameplay programming is, what game development is, what game design is. We want to make games. So let's contextualize. What is a game made of? Well, in this simplified view, the large areas of what games are made of are assets, things like 3D models, textures, sound clips, text, all of the instantial aspects of a game, things that are made, crafted. Yes?
So one question, so for the animation, where is the animation part?
It's an asset.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what it is a set of parameterizations of transformation matrices that make up the bone structure of a model over time.
Oh, okay.
And so that's instantial. That's recorded in numbers. That's a file that you'll snarf up and apply to a rig.
Yeah.
Good question. Game systems. So these are things like combat systems. They are things like elemental damage tables. They are things like the elemental or Pokemon type weakness chart. All these things that you've seen over the years, they are part of game systems. Crafting systems. They are larger design patterns. There's design itself. The design ethos that brings everything together. The dynamics and the aesthetics of the game are all designed. It's a first-class task. Game designers are one of the first things people think of when they think of making games. Not the developers. The developers are often thought of too, but designers. Lots of children grow up wanting to be game designers these days. And then the substrate that this all works over is the engine. Talking about game designers. They're responsible, canonically in Macklin Sharp's game design text, conceiving and creating the way a game works. And let me bump up my brightness so I can actually see my screen well. They also, in the words of Fullerton, in the Game Design Workshop book, game designers craft a set of rules within which there are means and motivation to play. It's not just making a technical artifact, it is making something that invites play, that is playable. And you could often see things like designers think about user experience. These are all different types of designers that you'll see commonly in games. User experience designer, open world, technical, gameplay, systems, narrative, economy, quest. All of these are different types of designers. And this is not an exhaustive list. This goes on and on. Was there a hand up question? And if you've ever played one of the Red Dead Redemption games, this is probably one of my favorite design titles, Horse Systems Design. And we'll actually feature some slides from one of the AI folks who actually wrote the horse AI for Red Dead Redemption. You can find more. An introduction, a brief how to become a game designer by Game Maker's Toolkit, which is a pretty popular game design YouTube channel. I'm sure some of you may have come across their videos from time to time. Now, what a game designer does is they specify assets that they need and game systems that they need for that design experience to be created. And they're constrained by the genre or type of game they want to make, the overall structure, usually given by a producer in a lot of cases, or common in AAA games, you are constrained by the numbered game before your numbered game. You're also constrained by what the engine can do, right? So you have the mobile bits that you can configure to make structures from, and then you have your borders of play, what you can do with those bits, what you should do with those bits, what you're restrained to do both technically and culturally, corporately with those events. Assets are created by game artists and content authors. So they create instantial or sampled assets. And which are in turn really just data that's displayed by the computer. Things like sound files, textures, rigged models with animations, dialogue. These are items with low process intensity, so low crunch per bit ratio. These are things that are read and usually pretty immediately used. Sometimes like decompressed, read, filtered, and used. Right? So that's different than a generative model. Things like wave function collapse or a large language model or other, like I guess procedurally generating levels in a Diablo game. Those have a higher process intensity or a higher crunch or processing per data on disk and memory ratio. So there's a spectrum here between things that are processed, that are created on the fly dynamically, procedurally, versus things that are read and displayed directly. So if you want to learn more about things like process intensity, you can first find this is defined in the hallowed histories of the Computer Game Development Conference in 1987. Chris Crawford, process intensity. Now I keep this one here because I'm a World of Warcraft player and I really like this mount. So you can see just a quick example here
technology is for better deformation
of how assets are created
to get a more lifelike capture. Deformation is basically how your skin moves on the bones. So the geometry itself gets attached as far as how your arm moves and how your skin moves when you articulate your wrists, your elbows, beard, ears. You want to kind of get a general sense of how the head is going to turn or how the elbow is going to bend.
What I like best about this mount is its foliage changes in the season. Like right now, it's like a snow all over it. It's missing some leaves. It was very pretty in September. It had flowers on it in last spring. So how many of you have made a 3D model? Have rigged a character? Made an animation move? Okay. A handful. We have a class on that taught by Michael Neff, who is one of our computer animation researchers, who we're also doing a project with. He teaches computer animation in the computer science department and teaches the 3D modeling classes and animation classes for cinema and digital media. Here are a couple assets from a couple educational games, or a game first from the game platforms class a few years ago. Both of them are, funny enough, their names are Star, which is why I included them. This is Star from the Milky Way Creamery, made by a few of your alums. I'm sure he'd be happy to chat with us sometime. This was a game in Pico 8, the game platforms class. And it was an ice cream, intergalactic ice cream vending shop, a service game, where you had to listen to the different songs that customers came in and interpret those songs as ice cream. So you learned a little language of tones. And then this is Star from Space Zoologist, which is a game that we created with the California Education Learning Lab, mostly created with undergraduates, mostly from UC Davis, but also UC Berkeley, UCLA, UC Santa Cruz. Oh, now we're just fast forwarding the video. There we go. Why is this in the way? What are you? One moment. Here we go. The game engine. So it's a software foundation. Oh, Okay. Then this was an OBS issue. Let's fix it. Preview, Crestron. Okay, we're back. Let me make sure